All right, so like you guys said, A is our GCF. So then I get A squared minus 4A plus 4. So I have a trinomial there in the parentheses. Okay? Now, if you look, it's a pretty easy one because A, the number in front of the A squared, the A value is 1, right? So I'm looking for factors of positive 4 that add up to negative 4, which you guys know is what?
Thank you.
Negative 2 and negative 2, right? Also, though, if you notice, the first and the third term are both positive perfect squares, so the 1, 2, 3 test works if you do the 1, 2, 3 test. It's one of those special trinomials. Number 1 is the square root of A squared. Number 2 is the square root of 4. And number 3, you multiply them together. And if that answers half of the middle, which it is, it's one of those special ones that we could factor as a binomial squared. Number 1 goes in the front, number 2 goes in the back, and then whatever's in front of the b, which was minus in that problem. But if you wrote it as a minus 2 and another a minus 2, you're correct. So you can do it either way, as a special trinomial or as a regular trinomial. Those will always still work out. So remember, if something times something is 0, one of those two somethings have to be equal to 0. All right, so that's one of my zeros right there. Okay. This one, what do I have to do to both sides to get rid of the squared? Square root it. Right? So the square root of a minus 2 squared is a minus 2. And then you get plus or minus 0, which plus or minus 0 is the same thing, right? But if it's any other number, it will give us two different answers, right? But since it's a 0, there's only one answer when I add 2. Just 2, because 2 plus 0 is 2 and 2 minus 0 is 2. So our zeros are 0 and 2. Now, we only figured out 2 of them. How many did we think we were going to have? 3. But look at this exponent. Since that exponent of 2 is there, that means that this works how many times? 2 times. Okay, an even number of times. We call that multiplicity of the root, meaning it works more than one time as a 0. Okay? And if you look at the graph of this, whenever a root or a 0 works an even number of times, 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever, you will see the graph bounce off the x-axis at that 0. So I'll put this in our calculator, and if you did it on your calculator, that's fine. Okay, we can do them both factoring or using the calculator. Some of them are kind of tough to factor, so you'll want to just use your calculator, which is okay with me. Which most of you did your homework that way. Okay. Anyway, instead of a's, we got x's in our calculator, so we go x to the third minus 4x squared plus 4x. Okay, now watch. It's going to bounce off the x-axis when the graph comes up. Okay? So, if we make this a little bigger for you guys to see, all right, it comes up through the 0, and then there's like we call a max value, and then it starts coming down, and then it hits the x-axis, and it starts going the other direction again. So this 0 is right here, and as you can see, it bounces off. So it works at least twice because it bounced off. So when you look at your graphs, when you see it do that, that should tell you that 0 works at least 2 times. Okay? And then this 0 here, which is actually the origin, right? Since it crosses through the x-axis, it means it works an odd number of times. So it works at least one time. So if this works one time, And that works 2 times. That takes care of my 3 zeros. Does that make sense? Even though we didn't actually see all 3 of them. It bounced. Okay. Questions on that warm-up? So like I said, if you want to use your calculator to find the zeros, that's fine with me. Because the ones we do today, you're going to want to use your calculator for sure. All right? So this just gives you good practice. Number 3 was 0 and 1, where and they must have worked, didn't tell you, but it's to the 4th, so one of those either works 3 times and one works once, or maybe they both work twice. I don't know. If I looked at the, does it look like a W or an M if you did it graphically? Oh, yours? It looks like it's just a parabola? Okay. Number 6 was 0, positive the square root of 3. What is that, 1.7 maybe? 1.73 maybe? And negative the square root of 3 for number 6. Number 9 is n equals negative 4. So you have to, again, get it in the right order and set them equal to 0. 3, 6, or 9 weren't equal to 0 first, so make sure you do that. Number 12 is negative 3 and positive 3. That one looks like a W, and it bounces off at negative 3, so that would work twice, and it bounces off at positive 3, so that would work twice. So there's your 4 zeros. 15, back here somewhere. If I do it graphically, I usually just do a quick sketch and label those points of intersection on the x-axis. All right, number 15, negative 3, 0, and 5. And at 0, it bounced off, so the 0 would have worked twice. Number 18 is negative 2, positive 2, and 5. That was to the 3rd power, a degree of 3, so, it showed us all 3 of them. 21 was negative 5, positive 1, and positive 3. And 24 was negative 5, negative 2, and positive 3. Any of those, a lot of you thought 24 didn't work, so why don't we just go over that real quick. So whoever actually did it and didn't think it worked, and then the rest of you just copied or whatever, probably, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. So we've got x to the 3rd. Sorry to have that. And then it's plus 4x squared. Oops, went too far. Plus 4x squared minus 11x minus 30. All right, so hit graph, see what it looks like. And it just goes through 3 times. Come on. Won't come over now. Did it just freeze on me? No, didn't freeze. Oh, there it is. All right, so how do I know what those numbers are? Just count. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's negative 5. That's negative 2. That's 3. Where can I check to make sure I counted correctly?
Second graph.
Yeah, second graph, right? The table. So I don't know why you guys were thinking it wouldn't work. So there's the -2, there's the 3, and then if I go up, there's the -5. So that's part of it. Okay, that's nice when it happens like that. Okay, when it's whole numbers. Today, like our examples are fractions. All right, so I'll have to show you how to find those fractions. Any other questions on the homework? Going over this warm-up problem, does that help those of you that might have been a little confused? That's all that matters, is that we're figuring out how to get it. Okay, so put that in your calculator and graph it, please. Because the calculator is going to find these zeros for us. Okay. Does yours look like mine?
Yeah.
Anybody having issues with their calculator? Well, we all have those issues, right? Okay, so I'm just going to sketch this a little differently, just to kind of give you an idea of what it's looking like. I think you guys understand, but I just want to show you. Okay, I'm going to spread it out a little bit. So it just kind of looks like this. Okay, it's not symmetrical like that, as you can tell, but I need to find that 0, and that 0, and this 0, and this 0. Okay? You guys understand that, right? Now, if I'm looking for the blue 0, look where my pen is. Is it left of the blue 0 or right of the blue 0? Left. If my pen's down here, left or right of the blue 0? Right of it. Green 0, where's it at? Left. Green 0, right. Purple 0, green or purple 0, right. Yellow 0, purple, yellow 0. You guys understand left and right changes sometimes. Do you see that? And it's harder to tell when your calculator looks like this because they look like they're almost straight up and down, right? But you guys understand this is what's happening. I just kind of spread it out so you can see it. Okay? Because when you look for the zeros on your calculator, it's going to ask for the left boundary and the right boundary. Because the calculator knows there's more than one 0. So it wants you to tell it which one you want it to find. Okay, does that make sense? So hit second, trace, and number 2 says 0. That's what we're looking for, right? We've done mins and maxes before, haven't we? Or not? Thought we had, haven't we?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we hit 2 for 0. All right, let's just go ahead and go left to right. Okay, so I'm going to find this far left one, which is what color? This blue one. So I got to get my cursor up here above. Okay, so right now the cursor's at the y-intercept at 0, 12. Okay, so right now the cursor's up here. So should I hit left arrow key to get left or right arrow key to get left? To get this blue one. I want to get it over here. So I got to hit my left arrow key. To move your cursor when you're doing these, you're hitting left or right arrow key. Not up or down, but left and right. You with me? Once you guys figure out how to do this, it's real easy. You'll be real quick at it. All right, so I'm hitting my left arrow key. I hit it once. My Y number now is 8.7. It was 12. Now it went to 8.7. So did the cursor go up or down? Went down. So that's what I watch. I can't see it when it goes out of sight here at the bottom. But if I watch this Y value, I know where it's at. I know it's below if it's a negative number, and it's above the x-axis if it's a positive number, okay? So I hit it again. It's at 2. You guys can see it right now. If I hit it again, it's at -5. Now it's below the x-axis, okay? And I just keep hitting it. Now it's out of sight. It's at -16.9, -15.9. So what's happening? It's starting to come back up, right? And we'll see it. There it is, okay? And then it jumped to 16. So there's where it was at -6. I hit the left arrow key. It jumped to 16. Am I left of that point I'm looking for now? Yeah. So I can hit enter because I made the left boundary. You with me? So hit enter. Now hit your right arrow key because it's asking for the right boundary. And I'm below it, so that means I'm right of it. So go ahead and hit enter. And then it says guess. Hit enter the third time, and then it'll tell you what the 0 is. It's -1.56 or -1.6. Let's just round to 10. Okay? Everybody get that number? Josh. Okay, just follow for the next one. Okay? Right now you are right of it. So go up one. Go left. Now you're way up at 11, right?
Yeah.
So you're good. You're left. So hit enter. Now hit the right arrow. You're below it, so you're right of it. Hit enter for right. Now hit yes. There you go. That's the hardest part for some kids to get. When am I left of it? When am I right of it? Okay? So, we got that one. -1.6 we'll put. What color was that? Blue. Okay? So now, let's just do second trace, number 2 for 0 again. All right? And see where it's blinking? Right where my pen is where it's blinking. Okay? So if where my pen is right now, where it's blinking. So I want the green one now. It's blinking down here. Is it left of the green point? Yes. So can I hit enter? Yes. Now to get right of it, I got to get it up here, right? I got to get it to be a positive number. All right? So I'm going to hit the right arrow key. It's at -15, -16, -12, -5. Now it's 2.5. Is it right at the point I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Yes. So hit enter. Now for guess, hit enter. That's -1/2. Okay. So the green one is -0.5. The calculator's finding these for us, okay? You find the purple one right now on your own. See what you get.
Mine's a lot of whack.
Just start over then.
How do you completely start it over?
Just go back to second trace, number 2. When it asks for left bound, just make sure you're left of the purple dot.
Well, it's not showing me that. The little blank yet.
It's probably out of sight right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's way down.
It's okay. Even after that, I get a lot of them.
Okay, so it's above. It's up here then, right? So you're left of it right now.
I think mine's right. Oh no,
No.
yeah, they're both left and both right.
Oh, okay, yeah, it looks right. Now hit enter for the guess. That's 0.6? Yeah, you got it. You guys should get 0.6. Anybody having issues getting 0.6?
Jared, you should just get a new one.
Brain or copy?
Both? Worship. Is both an option?
Stop.
Stop. Okay, so you're at, I got it at 0.4 and 6. It's up. I've got it here right now. Okay? So I hit enter. All right, then I hit the right arrow key, and it's at 0.6, negative 1.8. So it's down here. So it's right then, okay? I hit enter, and then for guess, I hit enter. And I got it for you.
So like,
Schwab, you okay? Wake up.
so above it is left and then down is right.
Depending which one. Now look, okay? For the green one, look, blue one, left is above and right's where? Below. But for the green one, left is below and right's above. For the purple one, left is above and right's below. You follow? That's where we always get messed up. Okay? Well, once it clicks, it's okay. Sometimes it just takes a couple times. Okay? So, find the yellow one too. Left is going to be where? Here. And right's going to be up there. It's hard to see those yellow ones, isn't it?
You gotta do that again?
What did Mike say?
Well, you got a question?
I'm saying
No.
Well, are you left or right? Did you?
How am I ever gonna get that to the right? Mine's a straight line.
Go back to second straight.
Yeah, it's right there. Mine's a straight line, though. Why?
Number 2. All right. So you're looking at that one. You're left of it, right? Because you're below.
What are you doing?
So hit enter.
Mine's a straight line. You can't do it right as the yellow. So do you have us? You pay attention the whole time? How was your nap?
Okay.
I keep getting error.
If you're getting errors, listen. If you're getting errors, your left bound and right bound are on the wrong side of the point you're looking for. Okay? So, sometimes it is. Okay, watch. How do I know where it's at? How do I know where the cursor's at if I can't see it? This one I can see, but the numbers, right? You guys understand it's giving you the X value and the Y value of the point, right? Okay? So I want to find this far right one. I like to get closer. There it is. Okay, I'm at negative 13. I'm below, okay? So I'm down here somewhere. Is that left of the yellow point? Yeah. So I'm left of it right now. So I'm going to hit enter. Okay? I'm going to hit my right arrow key. And it keeps going down. Negative 43, negative 57, negative 68, negative 71, negative 64, negative 42. What's happening? It's starting to come up, right? You can see it there. If you want to wait for it there for left bound, that's fine, but you don't have to. I knew I was left of it. Am I right of it yet? No, I'm still left of it because I'm still below the x-axis. So I got to hit it one more time, and it jumped way up to 62. As long as I know I'm a positive number, I know I'm above it. So I can hit enter, I'm right of it. Okay, and then on the guess, it'll tell you. Now mine said 0, okay, the 2.60. Some kids, every now and then, the calculator put some decimal E, and it'll put the letter E, and then it'll put like a negative 10 or 11 or 12, okay? That's still like 11 zeros in front of a number. That's a really small number. It's a 0. And again, I don't understand why the calculator does that sometimes, but it is the 0. The Y should be 0. Okay? So don't let that mess with you. Because as long as it's blinking where it's supposed to be, you're at the right spot. You want the X value anyway, right? We know the Y value is supposed to be 0, even though it doesn't say that all the time. Questions? No questions. Okay. So you guys do this problem for me on your own. How many zeros should we see? 3. Okay. Let me know if we don't see all 3.
We don't do that. We don't do that.
Huh?
Ty, you still having issues?
No, I think.
Okay. Anybody else still having issues? I can help you.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. It's fun. Oh my gosh. Why is you saying quit when I press graph?
So we go to, look, you don't have a number up here. 3 there. Hit 2. There you go. There you go. Again. There you go. There's the 3. Alright, got kind of skinny.
Yeah.
Alright.
Keep going towards the buzzer, so press enter. And then press yes, and then do nothing. So that's it.
Oh, you think it's bad?
Is that right?
Both?
I'm not that. What?
What's the expense though? What? Yes, it is. That's they can give you skin cancer. No, it doesn't.
You don't talk.
Like,
No. Oh, people don't agree. Negative 6.5.
what?
Schwab's got my back.
What do you say?
You know what?
Me?
My house has-
When?
Yeah, I know. I remember.
Oh my God. Ask Mike. Not across the room, but ask Mike. Just ask Mike.
What?
You get something like that?
I heard half the conversation.
Yeah.
Because I agree.
Agree with what?
Shoot, I got on the bus the next day. And everyone was like,
Oh my God.
That's exactly what I
What does
said.
that do with anything?
You could have done skin cancer for my
You can.
Zero. You're lucky if you get 3.
I know, yeah. From talking.
Yes, you can.
Do you realize what skin cancer is?
Yeah, but you can get skin cancer.
It is from the sun, the UV rays.
Not all skin cancer. No. Dude, I wasn't talking to you, Jared.
or left.
It's okay, Robbie.
Mr. Mattingly, stop. Jared barges in conversation for no reason.
Robbie.
What?
Shut up.
Jared talks for no reason.
And so we do.
Who, Jared?
Morrison, be quiet, please. Or I'm gonna tell you, shut up too. Oh, Joey.
Why are you being mean to me?
I know Morrison's voice. Okay, so, again, it's skinnier. I just want to make it bigger so you guys can tell left and right. Okay? So look. Here's left and right for that one, right? But over here, this is left and this is right. We getting the idea? And then over here, this is left and that's right. Okay? Here's the numbers you should have gotten. Negative 0.25, positive 0.5, and positive 2.5. Okay? Those won't show up in your table because your tables are set up with whole numbers, right? I would always check the table first to find the whole number ones. When they're fractions like this, you're going to have to do second trace stuff. Morrison.
So the first one I got 0.3.
Well, it should be negative point. I mean, if you rounded it to 10, yeah. If sometimes though, if it's, a 0.25, I would want you to put 0.25 because that's the difference between that and a 0.3, right? That's negative 1/4, right? What if you had a point and a bunch of threes? What is that? That's 1/3. About a point and a bunch of sixes. That's 2/3, right? So when you get the 0.25s, the 0.3 is repeating, the 0.6 is repeating. Make sure you write the bars if you do it in decimal form. 0.75 is like 3/4, right? Those you should know. All right. So any questions on what you're supposed to do? It's all calculator work, right? Okay. Here's your assignment.